Hi, I'm Paul Elam with a voice for men and an ear for men. I'm running this video on both my channels because it has as much to do with men's mental health as it does sexual politics. Also, it is worth passing around because this video is in response to another so egregiously foul that the respective levels of stupid and hate in it are actually wrestling with each other for the #1 spot. I will link you to the original from the Care Norway channel on YouTube. Also note that this is part of the Dear Daddy hashtag, which I'm hoping is invaded by rational thinkers and outed for the bigoted agitprop that it is. Okay, folks, make your popcorn and grab your barf bags. Let's get started.
Dear Daddy, I just wanted to thank you for looking after me so well, even though I'm not yet born. I know you already try harder than Superman. You won't even let Mommy eat sushi. But I need to ask you a favor.
Okay, let's be clear here. Daddy, you're running around like mad, working your ass off to take care of me, being Superman. But as long as Mommy is in labor and we are on the way to the hospital, can I fill you with feminist propaganda on the way, letting you know that underneath all that protection and provision, you're really just a piece of shit? Well, of course, darling, you can do anything you want to do. Go ahead and hit me with the crazy. I don't need to focus on driving all that much anyway.
Warning. It's about boys.
Oh, fuck. Okay, here we go.
Because, you see, I will be born a girl, which means that by the time I'm 14, the boys in my class will have called me a whore, a bitch, a cunt, and many other things.
Oh, and of course, as a girl, I will have called boys losers, fags, pricks, dicks, assholes, and many other names. But that's different. Of course, because you don't see. Names don't hurt boys. Nothing hurts them because they have no feelings. And if they did, who would care anyway? Because boys are douchebags. But back to the more important subject, Daddy. Me. I need protection from words. I know, you will raise me to be an independent, tough-minded woman capable of surviving in the world. And I know I can do that. But first, Daddy, you have to make sure the world is nice to me. You have to make sure being strong is easy and never tested. Kids are all cruel to each other, but it is much, much worse when boys are cruel to girls, because girls have value.
Things. It's just for fun, of course. Something boys do. So you won't worry. And I understand that. Perhaps you did the same when you were young.
Perhaps you're a scumbag boy too, Daddy. Please think about that as you drive me to a hospital that men built in a car designed and built by other men, running on fuel pulled from the earth, refined and distributed by still other men. Please think about how none of that matters. What matters is that I need you right now, Daddy, as you will take me to where I will be safely delivered into the world to reduce your whole life to some rude things you might have said when you were 12.
I'm sure you didn't mean anything by it. Still, some of the people won't get the joke. And funnily enough, it isn't any of the girls. It's some of the boys.
That's right, Daddy, because you see girls never joke about other girls being sluts and whores. They certainly don't do it out of mean-spiritedness. The problem is boys. The problem is always boys. They hear the word cunt and the next thought in their minds is, "I'ma rape that bitch."
So by the time I turn 16, a couple of the boys will have snuck their hands down my pants while I'm so drunk I can't even stand straight.
I know, Daddy. I know at some point you told me that getting sloppy drunk and falling all over a guy on a sofa who may be as drunk as me could lead to bad things. But you were wrong, Daddy. I learned in my gender studies class that getting shit-faced and crawling into the lap of a guy I'm getting drunk with is empowerment. It is the boy, it's always the boys, you know, who tries to sneak his hand down the front of my pants while my drunken ass is rubbing around on his cock. Boys are so totally perverted. As you can see in the video, I played no role whatsoever in what happened.
And although I say no, they just laugh.
I know, Daddy. Even as I said no, you just saw me smile and grab his neck and pull him closer to me. But I really meant no, for reals. If he was confused, it was because of patriarchy.
It's funny, right?
I know it looks like he was the one having to push me away, but what he did was hand rape me. Really, in fact, he pushed a little hard. Daddy, he assaulted me after he hand raped me.
If you saw me, Daddy, you would be so ashamed. No wonder I'm raped when I'm 21.
Speaking for myself here, let me see if I got this right. You are getting snockered, throwing your body all over men who are presumptively also intoxicated, acting in a way that would shame your own family and putting yourself in extremely high-risk situations. And your conclusion is, no wonder I was raped by the time I was 21? Well, okay, I'm with you on this. Let's keep going.
21 and on my way home in a taxi driven by the son of a guy you went swimming with every Wednesday. The guy who always told insulting jokes. But they were, of course, only jokes. So you laughed.
You get the connection, Daddy? You went swimming with my rapist and laughed at his pubescent humor. That is what causes rape, Daddy. Juvenile jokes and swimming. Well, at least boys who swim. It is different for girls. Girls can swim without growing up to be rapists.
Had you known that his son would end up raping me, you would have told him to get a grip. But how could you know? He was just a boy, telling weird jokes. And in any case, it wasn't your business. You were just being nice. But his son, raised on these jokes, becomes my business.
Daddy, did I tell you I was psychotic? I guess I probably should have, but I'm certain just the same that someday when feminism has rooted the last vestiges of logic and reason from science, some brave feminist scholar will establish an empirical, causative link between jokes in the boys' locker rooms and rape. But Daddy, do we really have to wait for that research? Can't we just ban boys from humor or something? Can't we make them more like girls who never say anything sexually off color? Daddy, can't you just act as the muscle here and slap the smiles off those boys' faces? Look at them. They're laughing. And someday most of them will grow up to rape me when I get soused and throw myself at them.
Then finally, I meet Mr. Perfect. And you're so happy for me, Daddy, because he really adores me. And he's smart.
Oh, God. I hope she's not drinking again.
With a great job, and all through the winter he goes cross-country skiing 3 times a week, just like you. But one day he stops being Mr. Perfect.
Don't look now, but this may be about the time he figures out that you aren't Miss Perfect yourself. Just saying.
And I don't know why. Wait, am I overreacting? One thing I do know, I'm not the victim type. I'm raised to be a strong and independent woman. But one night it's just all too much for him. with work and the in-laws and the wedding coming up. So he calls me a whore. Just like you called a girl in middle school a whore once.
See, Danny, that is the problem. My abusive, rapist boyfriend, who I said is just like you, your friend the cabbie who raped me, and yes, you, Daddy, now driving me to the hospital with a gleam in your eye and your heart filled with hope for my life, are all the same. You are all rapists and abusers. Fuck you, Daddy. If I did not need you to take care of me, I would never speak to you.
Then another day, he hits me. I mean, I'm way out of line. I can really be a bitch sometimes. But we're still the world's greatest couple, and I'm so confused because I love him and I hate him, and I'm not sure if I really did do something wrong.
Daddy, was it you that made me psychotic? It must be. You're a boy. I just don't know what to do. Since I'm too lacking in insight to stop being a bitch and too without boundaries to leave someone who hits me, I guess I'll just hang out, continue love-hating him and being an insufferable bitch, and see what happens.
And then one day he almost kills me.
Okay, so we find out once again what happens when stupid people antagonize other stupid people instead of getting away from them. Still with you here, little girl. Still with you.
It all goes black. Even though I have a PhD, a fantastic job, I'm loved by my friends and family, I'm well brought up, and nobody saw this coming. Dear Daddy, this is the favor I want to ask. One thing always leads to another. So please stop it before it gets the chance to begin. Don't let my brothers call girls whores, because they're not. And one day some little boy might think it's true. Don't accept insulting jokes from weird guys by the pool, or even friends, because behind every joke there is always some truth. Dear Daddy, I know you will protect me from lions, tigers, guns, cars, and even sushi without even thinking about the danger to your own life. But dear Daddy, I will be born a girl. Please do everything you can so that that won't stay the greatest danger of all.
Not even I will touch that last line with a 10-foot stripper's pole. Dear Daddy, please join me in the psychotic belief that you would lay down your life to protect me, yet will, with a nudge and a wink, let pass the greatest danger in my life, owning a vagina. Now, of course, this feminist video is beyond stupid, and it is beyond hateful. If you don't like my mockery of it, all I can say is imagine my concern. I don't really care much if the maker's intent was good, or if they're just another gender studies intellectual mutant who gets their jollies attacking boys. The outcome is the same. Hear this once and for all. Children, adults for that matter, are fond of crude jokes. Perhaps not jokes as crude as what has been offered up here by Care Norway, but humans still have a fondness for things sometimes not fit for a church service. Boys do it, girls do it, men do it, women do it. There is not a shred of evidence anywhere that this leads to rape, assault, or any other form of criminality. The video by Care Norway is just an attempt to reach in and shame boys at an early developmental age with political propaganda designed to force them into bowing before women with their hats in hand. The producers of this tripe are shaming and humiliating boys, and just like in real life, they are doing so while being utterly dependent on them for safety and survival. I urge all parents with boys 10 and older to show them the original Care video and to instruct them of all the big fat lies being told about them. Teach your children that feminism is a hate movement, and you will be teaching them the truth. Teach them that they are good just the way they are, and that those who say otherwise are hateful liars who want to hurt them. That is it for this video. If you want to support A Voice for Men or An Ear for Men, links are in the low bar. As always, thank you for listening, and see you next time.